everyone, Colleen Patrick-Goudreau from joyfulvegan.com. Welcome to Vegan POV. When I was growing up, loving animals, but also being fed anything that I had once walked or swum or flew, I remember my parents justifying our consumption of animals by saying things like, the animals gave their lives so we could eat, or they sacrificed themselves for us. That's one point of view. Here's my point of view. We humans are so adept at finding ways to wiggle our way out of an inconvenient habit, especially when it's either unnecessary or ethically questionable. And when it comes to eating animals, we don't merely justify it on the grounds that it benefits us, and we certainly do that. We also, rather unabashedly, justify it on the grounds that it benefits the animals themselves. Now, certainly, my parents knew somewhere in their minds that this was not a rational explanation, and indeed, logic has nothing to do with it. Logic, or reason, is the guise we wear when compassion ruins our fun, when conscience causes inconvenience. And so, in order to get their sensitive, animal-loving daughter, me, to eat the chicken's legs or pig shoulder they put on my plate, my parents had to tell me what they knew would sting less than the truth, both for my sake and for their sake, that the animals are complicit in their own deaths. And if the animals had no qualms about dying for me, then neither should I have any compunction partaking of their martyred flesh. I mean, essentially, that's what they were saying. After all, the animals had gone through the trouble of giving up their lives for me. The least I could do was honor their sacrifice by eating them. It's classic projection, right? Exonerate the perpetrator by making the victim complicit in the crime. Ironically, in a way, our compassion necessitates these lies. It's precisely because my parents knew how painful it would have been for me to know that I was contributing to an animal being unnecessarily hurt and killed, that they conjured up these stories of suicidal chickens and self-destructive pigs, right? They weren't trying to hurt me. They were trying to protect me. It was their sensitivity and their awareness of my sensitivity that compelled them to romanticize what is in truth a very ugly reality, a very ugly endeavor. The very idea that animals suffer because of our actions is so anathema to us, so difficult to confront, that instead of doing so, we idealize our use and abuse of them to the point of fantasy. The genius of the animal exploitation industries lies in their sensitivity to our compassion. They're the salvo to our guilty consciences, right? They know we feel terrible eating the animals they kill for us. So in order to alleviate our discomfort and guilt, they hire savvy advertising companies to propagandize the tale that animals gleefully give their lives for our pleasure. It's really what a lot of these advertisements say and convey. The story we pay them to tell us is that the animals are happy and willing and eager to die on our behalf. It's a win-win. The companies sell us bits and pieces of animals, and we enjoy the comfort of perceiving ourselves as compassionate people without the inconvenience of having to change our habits. In response to advertising's weird obsession with animal brand mascots that urge viewers to eat them, there was a blog several years ago called Suicide Food, and it became a clearinghouse of advertising images that depict, animals that act as though they wish to be consumed. And sadly, but not surprisingly, the blog founders had no trouble compiling hundreds of images of masochistic, cannibalistic, suicidal animals, everyone from pigs, goats, cows, chickens, ostriches, and turkeys to shrimps and fishes and octopuses and crabs and frogs, worms. I mean, everything. These animals were sexualized, feminized and vying to be killed and consumed. Some of them even participate in their own dismemberment while alive, while conscious and smiling. I'm not exaggerating. You could see these all at Suicide Food blog. These are certainly images that I was privy to as a child, even without the invaluable contribution of Suicide Food. I have my own reservoir of memories of suicidal animals, the most famous of which is Charlie the tuna, right? The hipster mascot of Starkist Tuna Company, whose single-minded goal was ostensibly to be impaled on a hook, killed, and eaten. Much to his chagrin, goes the narrative, he was never caught, right? And so he was created in 1961, and he was recently revived because he's all hipster and all cool and all kind of contemporary. So he lived in perpetual disappointment. He was assuaged only by a letter sent down to him on a fish hook that read, "Sorry, Charlie." And we're supposed to pity him, right? And to demonstrate how much we pity him, we eat him. His conscious demise is our guiltless pleasure. And so out of self-perceived altruism, we breed, confine, mutilate, manipulate, and kill animals because that's what the animals want. So convenient a thing it is, as Benjamin Franklin once said, to be a reasonable creature. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like what you heard, please pass it on. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Please support the production of these videos by becoming a supporter. You can go to joyfulvegan.com to do so and check out other vegan POV episodes and other videos on my YouTube channel. You can also find lots more detailed information about this topic and more in my books on being vegan. A lot of the text from today's POV episode came from that book, which is a collection of my essays, and of course in the 30-day vegan challenge. Until next time, for the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching.